Well, hello. Today is, well, it is not Winx anniversary anymore in a sense of, the actual date. I'm a little bit late, but that's okay because we are gonna do some things for the anniversary, since I feel like even though I really love the deep dive that I did on Winx, it's like my first properly done deep dive. I mean, I guess Sailor Moon is the first one, but I think that what I want to do is talk a bit more about the original 3 seasons because I really love them, and I feel like it's not really fair that I did not get to talk about them as in depth as all the other seasons that I personally do not give a fuck about. You can like them all you want. I'm not telling you not to like them or something. If you have reasons to disagree with me on my takes, you are welcome to do that, and you should maybe think about all those reasons and decide whether you agree or not or whatever. If you want to, is the most important thing here, is that we can do something fun together. I want to talk about my favorite moments in the first 3 seasons, but today we're just going to talk about season 1 because when I was preparing for this video, I suddenly realized that there's like a lot of episodes per season and there's a lot of moments that I like that are underrated. So obviously there are some moments that everybody loves, and some of you might argue that the moments that I chose might be not underrated. Obviously there's no stats to refer to, okay? So we're just going to be guessing here. I'm going to specifically just talk about moments that I think are not talked about as much that I enjoyed a lot. And we're going to start with the moment of girls being in their metamorphosis class.
The way you look!
And yeah, I love class moments. I know it might not be that exciting for many people, but I love it, okay? It's honestly always so cute, and it just gives you this feeling of what the lives of Elfian fairies is like when it's outside of really dramatic moments. And I think that that's actually very important, especially for season 1. But honestly, in general, it is important. But if you're going to do it, you're gonna have to do it in the first few seasons. You're gonna have to try and get people hooked on the normalcy, on the dynamics between the girls. God, I'm so allergic to something. I keep on touching my face and I can't figure out what the fuck am I allergic to, genuinely. The next moment is in the same episode is the moment where the girls go to Magix.
It's prehistoric technology. Where did you get that thing?
I just absolutely love that Magix is very futuristic city. It is entirely powered by Magix, so people can just create a new parking spot by doing this. The way that we get to see them just hanging out in the city does have a little bit, just like a slightly chaotic or grimy feel to it. I wouldn't say that it's actually grimy or anything, but because it's not in very light tones, it definitely does remind you of really big metropolitan cities, right? I'm just always so baffled by the fact that the show, the live action, decided to do something that is leaning more medieval. Given this opportunity, this unique opportunity to work on a show that has such a unique take on magic and fairies, because this city, just such a futuristic place with a bunch of hovering cars, flying cars or whatever the hell. I just love seeing them hanging out in the city. It's casual, but it works really well, because I feel like in a lot of later seasons I was hoping that at least the banter and their interactions would be pretty good, but they really aren't, and it's mostly because the girls don't really have their own personalities anymore, unfortunately. And you can disagree with me all you want, but you're gonna have to give me examples as to why I'm wrong, okay? Because I saw people being like, well, Winx YouTubers, they always say that they don't like later seasons, whatever, and it's like, yeah, we don't. Most of us don't, because there's a lot of issues with it structurally, writing, production, and yes, the production is technically better in terms of being smoother, but it's devoid of personality, it's devoid of really strong character design and other things like that. So I'm gonna stick to my guns, okay, on this one. I absolutely love seeing Bloom calling on a payphone, and it's like a modern payphone. It just hits. It just does. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's so cute. I absolutely fucking adore it.
The school is wonderful, and I'm sharing an apartment with Stella and 3 other girls.
The next moment that I absolutely love from season 1 is Stella showing everyone her new dress that she's going to wear to the party.
Bye. buy me, please.
And of course you answered its plea.
Love seeing them all in their outfits and how they're gonna go and find something for Bloom because she doesn't have anything that formal. And I love the designs of gowns in the first 3 seasons so much. I have gushed about it in the deep dive a lot because, well, how could I not? I should make a video ranking all the outfits per season. That would be so many videos though. Well, whatever. We'll spread them out. The fashion is so interesting because it technically does reflect our real life fashion, but it also has something so unique about it. I absolutely adore it. Next.
How could you have bought something like that?
I didn't buy it.
Someone gave it to you?
I designed it.
In the dark?
It's just a lot of slice of life moments, I know, but I just gotta show you because I just love it so much. I absolutely adore that moment where they're helping Stella dress for her date with Brandon. Well, technically back then he was still going by Sky. It's just such a fun moment of them going through her clothes and suggesting different types of things. And the things that Flora suggests, for example, are too gothic for Stella, and how the look that Bloom suggests is the one that works for her the best. Just shows the dynamic and why some of them get along more than others. The fact that Stella opens the chest with her foot. Girl, I love her so much. You don't even know. Like, this is ridiculous. The next moment, it's kind of a combination, I guess, of a bunch of moments, but it's Trix hanging out in their dorms. I just love the design of their dorms so much. It is so interesting. It's such an interesting blend of some Art Deco and some Gothic elements, and it still has something futuristic about it too. With the mirror, like the way that it slides, it's so automatic. It's just so gorgeous too. Even though it's not that detailed, like you can't see a lot of details, so it's not like you can look at it and be like, oh my god, just the graphics, the animation style, so detailed. Like, it's not that detailed, but it just has something about it that's so unique and beautiful. And speaking of the Trix dorms, I absolutely love when the girls show up in their dorm. They go through their stuff and you can see them finding really random bullshit. You can see that they have a computer, just like a whole office upstairs. It's so fun. They have some weird ass weapons and voodoo dolls all around their room. It's a delight. The way that this could have been remade for an older demographic in a live action with like really interesting weird jokes.
Want to see something creepy? Look at this.
And the set design could have been done in such a beautiful way. I'm so pissed about everything. Like, as per usual, these videos are just ending up with me being upset that we did not get what we deserved, okay? So that moment is really fun. I love them cleaning up Althea because they got reprimanded for whatever the hell they were doing. I love that Musa, Bloom, and Stella have this like little tiff.
I'm gonna get blisters!
And then a water fight because Stella is being a lazy piece of shit, you know, and she doesn't want to do anything.
What happened here? A tornado?
Same way, of course, I love the party that they have with the specialist at their dorm. I love their banter.
It makes me feel kind of awkward.
Well, that makes 2 of us. I don't like it either.
I love that Musa is just throwing in tunes, and I love their outfits too. I think this is the only time in the series where we see this set of outfits. I don't think we see them in those outfits again. It's so cute. And aside all that, we have really weird shit like Musa twirling like this in front of Riven.
Sulavu or whatever.
Genuinely could not figure out what the fuck that was when I watched it. To this day, I mean, I kind of get what's going on, I kind of don't, but regardless, it's funny, it's kind of camp, and I'm living for it, you know. Love seeing the specialist leave and Bloom having a bit of an awkward conversation with Sky while Brandon kisses Stella on the cheek. They were always so
Come here.
straightforward and so uncomplicated in the way that they went about their romance or whatever. They seem very uncomplicated in a sense of how they treat each other, which is really nice. And then right after, you get Riven telling Musa and Flora that next time they have a party, not to invite him because that party sucked so much.
And next time you have a party, don't bother to invite me, alright?
Sulavu or whatever.
Yeah. I also love this moment where they go to the Day of the Rose racing thing competition. We get this iconic moment of Bloom absolutely snapping at Riven.
You're just a ridiculous, arrogant, pathetic windbag.
There are two different versions of it in English, obviously. I love both. She is absolutely unhinged in both. It's nice. It's nice to see her say what was on everyone's mind. Just do what's right. All three, Brandon, Stella, and Sky, are like, holy fuck, what is this? They're completely taken aback by her response. Riven deserved it though. So like, what are we even talking about, right? Like, he deserved it. One of the clips is from the episode that got deleted and completely wiped off of the face of the earth, basically. It is the pageant episode. I think that what they should have done is not try to pretend like that episode did not exist, but remove the problematic scene and have an apology or an explanation as to why that was removed before the episode starts. It seems a little bit better than just pretending like that didn't happen, but I don't know for sure, of course, like what would have been the best way to go about it. However, I do love from that episode Trix just hanging out together, being out and laughing it up. Obviously they're laughing for ridiculous reasons or for kind of mean-spirited reasons, but it's nice to see them actually being friends and interacting with each other and seeing what they do on the daily when they're not trying to take over the world, because I think that at that point they're more like bullies rather than villains. We also got extra outfits for Stella.
You guys know the latest?
I already know how this is going to end. Let me guess. In a total flop?
Don't be such a wet blanket.
Now the next one is Musa seeing Riven and Darcy together at a bar. It's literally a bar. I don't know what to tell you. And I think that it makes so much sense because the girls are like, they're like 17 or so, 18 in season 2, I think. So it makes sense that a bunch of characters that were written by Europeans would be going to bars or whatever the fuck. And the witches, especially Darcy, she's a senior, right? So she's third year in witch school. At that point, they're already 20. So of course they're gonna be sitting there drinking beer. And it's just so interesting to see how none of this got properly adapted. Not the way that the witches are hanging out together, not the fact that they have like their own dive bar, her talking to Riven and just like being a little nasty manipulator.
Puppy dog to stiletto. Copy.
Musa smacking Icy, just slapping her.
Huh? Ouch!
Yeah, she gets like chased afterwards and whatever, and there's a fight that ensues. And honestly, I feel bad for Musa, but it all ends well, first of all. And second of all, the fight that they have, it's really fun. It's well choreographed. It has stakes. The way that they use their magic is really innovative and it's fun. I absolutely love that fight because we just get like some really interesting moments in regards to Flora being completely thrown on a rooftop.
Voltage slap!
Musa being almost crushed by a bunch of cars. It is crazy. So well done. I absolutely love it. And the designs of all the background characters is so good. Like, they're so punk and so fun. I absolutely adore it, honestly. This moment with Flora, where Flora is trying to prepare for exams. So she's doing a lot of experimentation in the dorm. And it's kind of pissing everybody off, except for Bloom. Bloom is kind of chill with it. And it's so interesting. Like, they show a bunch of things that Flora is doing. The way that her plans grow too fast and they literally tie up Tekna in a wardrobe. It is such a fun little moment again where you just it's just a slice of life type of situation. Fleshes out her character, fleshes out Bloom's character in my opinion as well, because you can see her standing up for Flora and being like, you guys, what the hell, like, why are you guys so mean about this? Like, she's just trying to get a good grade, whatever. But all of them have their points, obviously, and it's just a really good dynamic. I really love this setup. It's just so cute, the way that Musa is just sitting there with a book that's levitating in front of her, telling them, I'm not in the habit of going through people's things, as to why she did not realize Tekna was in the wardrobe.
Musa, she was in there all day and you didn't notice a thing.
I'm not in the habit of snooping in other people's closets.
Okay,
when the girls are sleeping and they start sneaking around and go to the kitchen. They all realize that they snuck out to go get the answers for the test, even though they promised each other that they wouldn't. Just the way that they animated it and set it up, it's ridiculous. It's camp excellence. I absolutely adore it.
Dang.
Always have and always will. Another underrated moment is Stella and Bloom hanging out together, Bloom putting some hair mask into Stella's hair, and them talking about how Bloom should call Sky. At that point, he's still Brandon. I just love seeing Stella's room, seeing them hanging out. Again, it's very much slice of life. I feel like this is gonna be the theme here. But why don't we talk about it? Why don't we? Like, I feel like it's so cute that it's really nice to reminisce about it. Oh, the next one is a legendary, absolutely legendary moment where Riven and Sky beat each other up. The way that I always forget how weirdly extreme the fight is for a show that seems like it's very sweet and wouldn't do anything like that. They just punch each other, kick each other, and it's so dramatically done in a way of Sky twirling as he falls and whatever. It's too much in the best way possible. It's just the funniest shit ever. The way that Sky is just cleaning his face up with his fist is so funny to me.
Stop it, that's enough!
I don't know, something about Riven getting punched is always going to be entertaining to me. I also love this moment with Darcy where she's talking to a bunch of the little darkness whatever creatures, and she just literally like just talking to them as if they're her spawns or some shit. I don't know, it's so weird and I absolutely adore it.
My sweet itsy bitsy babies, you've come back to mama. What is it, my little urchins? Wanna play?
I don't know.
It's just the freakiest shit imaginable. Oh, this fight scene, I have talked about it in the deep dive as well. I just absolutely love the way that magic is used in this moment on Domino. They just really use their powers in such creative ways before season 4. It's crazy. We really had it good before it all went downhill, because these are great fights. Moment where they are at the cloud tower and Riven is like, oh, women first, Brandon, because they're going through a door or whatever, and Brandon's like, oh, and children next, right, Riven?
Ladies first, Brandon. And children next, right, Riven?
And I was like, yeah, Brandon, you're correct. I love the moment where Griffin gets out of her dungeon and she completely blocks out Icy, Darcy, and Stormy. I just love the way that they show that even with the Dragon Flame, they're still not as skilled as someone who has that much experience as Griffin, right? And it's just nice to see her doing something like this. I also absolutely adore the party at the end where they're just all chilling. Oh, I guess we see their outfits, their party outfits here again. We see it twice, not once. Just really sweet. I love seeing Griselda shaking loose, just doing her thing. A really good season. It's doing a great job of introducing this world. It's doing a great job of giving us slice of life content that makes us connect with the characters. Oh, also from that episode with the pageant, I love that moment at the end. Of course I do, because it's literally the thumbnail for my Winx deep dive. But that moment where Stella literally looks hungover in class.
Oh, Stella, it's your turn if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Professor.
It's just such a fun season. I never get tired of putting on a random episode and just watching it. Obviously, it's nostalgia speaking too. Of course, I am not immune to it. This is a huge part of why I care about some shows more than others, obviously. But it is crazy that Winx is 20 years old. It's been 20 years since it came out. It's fucking crazy, honestly. So I guess we should do a bit more Winx content this year because it is 2024, the 20th anniversary year of Winx. It's cute as fuck. Like it is. I have a lot more underrated moments that I love from season 2 because I honestly think that season 2 is quite underrated in general, and there's a lot of things that I absolutely adore about it, and we'll talk about it. In any case, lovely chatting with you. Happy 20th anniversary to Winx, the show that I am forever bonded with. The deep dive is coming. I know I keep getting comments about this. The deep dive is coming. It's just taking a long time. It's just that it's big. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's just, if I would have had at least an editor, it would be easier, but I can't afford one, so it is what it is, girl. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.